Our next award is to the City of East Providence. And when we were putting the plan for these awards together, the question was not whether or not the City of East Providence deserved the Distinguished Award, but which of the many things East Providence has done that we would award them for. Because the City of East Providence in recent years has been a leader on so many issues. We decided to highlight two of them. One is leadership on improving school facilities, and the other is leadership on improving energy efficiency and green infrastructure. On the school construction side, a couple of years ago, we had a report that came out that showed that there was a real crisis with the state of our school buildings all across Rhode Island. Governor Raimondo appointed a commission that I co-chaired to come up with a plan for what to do about Rhode Island's crumbling school buildings. Out of that came a plan to invest over $2 billion in the next decade repairing schools all across the state. And one of the early leaders in taking advantage of that program has been the City of East Providence, with what I consider to be the flagship school construction project in the whole state, which is the construction of the new East Providence High School, the largest K through 12 school construction project in the history of Rhode Island. East Providence High School is a terrific school, great students, great faculty. I've been there many times. The building was absolutely falling apart. And the community came together, made a decision to do something about it, and are now already well on the way to completion of a brand new state-of-the-art school. Because of the statewide school construction program that was passed a couple of years ago, the state is picking up more of the cost than would have been the case otherwise. Previously, the state covered 54% of the cost of school construction projects in East Providence. Now that number for the new high school is going to be closer to 70%, which represents nearly an extra $30 million. But it still takes a big leap of faith, I think, for a community to embark on a project that large. And the difference that has been made is not just for the students of East Providence, but really the whole state, because I can tell you, as I've seen other cities and towns around Rhode Island trying to summon the courage and to decide whether they're going to embark on a big school construction program or not, East Providence is the example that people keep pointing at and saying, we want to be like that. And so on school construction, the City of East Providence is a leader. Also on green infrastructure. There's a number of new programs that were launched at the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank a few years ago to help cities and towns make their publicly owned buildings greener. And again, in this area, East Providence has been a real leader in taking advantage of these programs. East Providence has converted many of its streetlights to LEDs with help of these infrastructure bank programs, has done energy retrofits to the senior center and to the public library, new HVAC systems, new lighting. Again, I think what the City of East Providence has shown is that they are not afraid to be early adopters if it's the right thing to do for their community. Now, there's a lot of credit to go around here, but it starts at the top, and that's Mayor Bob De Silva, who in just a couple of years has emerged as an incredibly strong leader for the City of East Providence, along with the City Council, the school committee, the superintendent, and others. And I just want to thank you, Mayor, for not only your partnership in serving the residents of East Providence, but for really setting an example for the entire state of what can be possible if you have the courage to think big. So with that, pleased to award the Distinguished Service Award to the City of East Providence, represented today by Mayor Bob De Silva.
Thank you, General Treasurer. I certainly appreciate it on behalf of the people of East Providence and everyone who's involved in bringing what is really going to be a shining light to the City of East Providence with this new high school. It is my honor to accept the Distinguished Service Award that was presented to the City of East Providence. So I thank you. But I have to, and I know you mentioned some of them, but I want to mention by name a few of the people who were instrumental in making this become a reality. First of all, thank you for your leadership. on making new school construction a priority here in the state of Rhode Island. But also, I want to thank Superintendent Catherine Crowley. Without her steadfast leadership and guiding this process early on, without the community coming out and voting in support of issuing a bond to support the construction of this, without the leadership of the school committee, in particular, Chairman Charlie Chonis and two of the school committee members, Nate Cahoon and Joe Montero, who are co-chairs of the building committee. The amount of work and effort that they have put together to make this become a reality here in East Providence is really paying off and starting to show. We believe that by, I think the schedule is on target. We should be able to open up to student population by fall of next year. And it's thanks to the programs that you supported and the savings that the city of East Providence are going to realize from making sure that we have the highest efficiency electric issues at the building, but also the financing that we get from the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank. I mean, we're very fortunate to have you as a partner. We're very fortunate to have access to the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank, not only for the projects that we've completed at the library and at the senior center, but some other projects that we're working on going forward. So thank you, sir. I appreciate your leadership, and I certainly am proud to accept this on behalf of all of the people who came before me and continue to work to make East Providence a leader in energy efficiency and school construction.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Thank you again for your leadership and all of your colleagues in the city of East Providence. Very much appreciate it.